Daisuke Comeback briefly describes his early life and states that he accepted his childhood was upbeat. In any case, there was a day where everything changed for him and life got to be much more boring. Somewhere else. Analyst Haru, burdened by a stack of books experiencing a gather in dark suits, introduced into impressing assembly. In any case, his colleague Ryo guarantees him it's nothing genuine. Fortifying his impression of an ordinary day upon entering his office, he's welcomed by his colleagues once he arrives at his work area. Haru inquires his colleague, Shinosuke, come in case he had listened anything going on that would require Division 1 back. But Shinsuke answers that he has not. Haru gets a call from the security division, saying they are brief on labor for the car celebration in Ginza. Haru talks with Yuki, Hiroki Omizo, the department's chief, and he is teaching to be the one to supply reinforcement with Shino, whom Haru persuades to come along. Somewhere else, Daisuke sheets a flight to Japan and will arrive in no time. In the meantime, Haru influences his companion Shinosuke to connect him by saying Ms. Montoya will come too, which he complies promptly. Haru and Shinsuke take off their office to assist out at the celebration on the way there. China's cheerful comments on the former's past position as a part of Division 1, which comes about in Haru forcefully ceasing the car at an activity light. They see a favor car and severely comment on it passing by Daisuke, who was driving the excessive car. The match arrive at the celebration and take in note the huge swarm. Shinsuke focuses out that the swarm is likely due to the entry of Aruba Emirates Prince. In the meantime, Yoko and Hiroshi, two bumbling hoodlums, scout gem stores for a potential heist, with perfect target arriving at the Appear Peru and China's fellow inquire for the case, but at that point denies their specialist as they don't have a place to the primary division, which suggests it has nothing to do with them. Haru, with his thick cranium identity, abruptly gets the radio and finds the primary division is looking for aircraft, focusing on a going-by outside ruler, Yoko, and Hiroshi on the other hand, looking out for a shop with a youthful, effectively overwhelmed protect. Shockingly, each watch they experience is either shockingly solid or exceedingly experienced. On the skirt of giving up, they spot a seemingly unguarded store and endeavor their burglary. On the other hand, Haru was rankled at the truth the occasion wasn't being cancelled, indeed, in spite of the fact that they had learned of the wrongdoing previously. Maru questions Ryo and his accomplice. They uncover that they had attempted to cancel it, but their recommendation was denied as the prince's nearness was of as well much significance. Maru tries to contend this reality, but Ryo turns him down and clarifies that the police ought to work well with the government. Somewhere else, at the police superintendent's office, Daisuke talks with the common. He demands to be set within the analyst division, even after the director tells him he could arrange for him to be within the to begin with or moment examination division. They both take a smoking break and the superintendent picks up a call. He is cheerful to listen. The plain suspect has been confined and inquires around the area of the bomb. The store Yoko and Hiroshi ransack turns out to be a sweet shop. Much to their dishearten, Ryo gets another call and Haru and Shinsuke tune in. They are informed that the bomb is still found in a white van over the road. A symbol was utilized by a cleaning company, Fuku Nishi Cleaning, which they utilized as a premise. They start to seek for it. Coincidentally, it was the vehicle utilized by the thieves for their elude. The cheats escape after their burglary, unwittingly utilizing the bomber's van as their getaway car amid the chase. A careless man named Daisuke wreaks devastation on open offices and vehicles. Haru mediates, but it's Daisuke, who presents himself as an analyst from the Metropolitan Police Department's Analyst Division, dreading they can't beaten the police. Hiroshi recommends surrendering Daisuke with the assistance of his discussed collaborator. He instantly pays twofold the repair costs and indeed tosses 1 billion yen at the ruler who derided his appearance buying his car within the handle. The well-off criminologist nearby Haru and his recently procured car seeks after the cheats. Daisuke expertly squares streets and courses, minimizing activity clog as there was in time for clearing. He pushed the white van to the edge of the bridge, plans to drop it into the stream to retain the effect of the bomb blast. Hiroshi was exceptionally frightened, at that point got out of the car, clearing out his sweetheart, Yoko, who seemed as it were cry in dissatisfaction since the bomb would detonate. Harry surged over to the white van to assist Yoko in the conclusion. The white van fell into the stream and the bomb blast was smothered so as not to cause freeze. Haru, tragically, loses his balance and falls in himself. Daisuke finds entertainment in this result. Irritated by having to guide Daisuke, Haru complains to his boss, reviewer Yuko. A unmistakably disturbed Haru Kato tells his boss, Yuki Legend Kalamazoo, that he cannot be an appropriate guide for Daisuke. Yuki Legend tunes into his concerns and tells him not to stress approximately it. At that point, as Daisuke should be able to require care of himself at any rate as an adult. On signal, Daisuke enters the office and Yuki Legend guides him to his situate, as my mind offers the newcomer a few sweet. Shinsuke Kame shouts over something on his computer and exasperated at the commotion. Maru tells him to be calm. Shino Shinsuke shouts that the show Akiko Harshida had passed absent from a Medicaid overdose, which significantly stuns Haru as he yells and strengthens his way past Shinosuke to look at the screen. Shino affirmed dejectedly comments on how Akiko was horror's favorite show, but Haru disregards him and inquires why they were receiving news through the media and not through the case. She, AK, educates him that their office doesn't get this sort of data. Mahira tragically observes them as Daisuke chews the sweet. Haru at that point tells his chief that he would be making his way over to the Halt shoplifting campaign and thoughtfully exits the room into the passage. His considerations are hindered, be that as it may, by Daisuke. Taking after him irritated, Haru inquires him why he was going with him, which he would be all right by himself. But Daisuke insists on coming along. The match arrive at Shinjuku and walk past at station, where they see two performers perform. Frightfulness stops to observe them and notes how frantic they are. Daisuke instantly drops a 10k yen charge into their gift cap and they energetically claim it and take off to drink. Haru tells Daisuke regularly tries to educate him that the entertainers weren't acting for cash. Or maybe they were doing it to move forward their possess aptitudes, and by giving them cash, they lose their inspiration to work. Daisuke disregards him and sniffs, indicating out the nearness of mescaline, much to the performer's dishearten. Beneath cross-examination by Daisuke and Chazak. It's uncovered they gotten the sedate from a show named X, Haru and Daisuke, together with Hero's columnist companion Akira to dispatch an examination into precisely. They watched him and a dark-haired young lady trading drugs for cash. Choosing to assemble more prove some time recently making and capture, they tell him for a few days. Jessica is missing from this stakeout. Harry uncovers his discoveries to Akira interfacing Suzuki's Medicaid operation to the criminal syndicate Gundawara. The dark-haired young lady works as a courier. Afterward, whereas stopping his car, Haru spots the girl and chooses to take after her. In any case, he gets misplaced within the timberland after spotting a blackout light. He arrives at a house where he sees Daisuke leaving as Haru clarifies his disclosures. The dark-haired young lady shows up and presents herself as Suzuka can be. It first lights on Haru that the house has a place to Daisuke and Suzuki is related to him. Sujo uncovers she's been covert for Daisuke, which the weapon Tora gather is driven by a man named Yumi Zo, who will before long be going to a sedate party with other key figures in his operation. Daisuke proposes utilizing his riches to secure and capture, but Hara communicates nauseate and withdraws to handle things morally. Akira harass reporter companion gives chilling subtle elements almost the party. He penetrates the occasion, misusing Omar's utilized diversion to take his phone as proof against his Medicaid trafficking. As Haru tries to elude a security protect, an person dressed in a mascot ensemble secures him and whacks the god with a wine bottle and escapes to the roof with the phone.